I think I have a burp coming on. You might have heard me talking about cords and tentacles in all my other videos, but I'm not talking about power cords, and I'm not talking about octopuses. Okay, who knows? I'm referring to the way we tap into each other energetically. So this is really natural, and we do this all the time. In fact, this is how some of us get our information about each other. So as a mom, I can easily tap into my daughters and experience how they're feeling, right? Now, some of us, we don't even realize we're doing it. We just do it. But the problem begins when we forget to take those cords, those tentacles, out of someone and return back to your own center. Or you don't realize that you've been corded. And this is where shit goes wrong. So in this episode, we're gonna learn how to identify these leftover cords and how to release them before they start hurting and depleting your own energetic field. So if you guys ever had that experience where you're just chilling, you're hanging out, and then suddenly it's like you get that surge of energy, or you get a pain out of nowhere, which is then like followed by a huge emotion. Well, you're not crazy. And once you identify that it's not a heart attack, it may be that someone just plugged into your energy field, or they just activated a cord that was already tethered to you. I see this all the time from my clients who are stuck in a controlling relationship with either a loved one or a family member. Now, before you get your panties in a knot, I want you to know that these cords are just invisible strands of energy that connect us to each other, to places, to things. These cords, they're not part of your own conscious mind, but they exist in the subconscious and those unconscious levels. So you can't see them with your physical eyes, unless you have a very powerful clairvoyant vision. But obviously, they still affect you exactly the same. Now, if you're very sympathetic towards people, you're probably courting people all the time. When you do this, you may start to feel responsible for their needs. It's almost like you're drawn into their concerns. And your energy, it's gonna start to match theirs. Now, this is where it gets really confusing and you can really start to spin out of control because you're picking up someone else's life lessons, messages, and emotions. And none of this is gonna make sense to you because it's not yours. You have no context for them, but they're gonna feel just as real to you. And that's why you want to either remove them once you get your information, and don't leave yourself plugged in. Now, some cords are positive and they feel good. It's the way we connect to our loved ones, right? So if you're in a romantic relationship with somebody, you may find that you're connected to the heart and the sacral chakra. You know, love, sex, you get it?
That's what she said. Ha! I don't get it.
A parent may cord their children in their root chakra to help them survive. And heck, even your pets can cord you because they want to let you know that they're hungry, or hey, it's time for you to come home and let me out. My pet, Little Bean, well, she likes to wake me up at 2 a.m. every night to go to the bathroom. I don't know how she does it, but she somehow pulls on my little cord. I gotta go take a piss. I don't care that it's 2 a.m. But it's when these cords become sticky, tangled, and filled with negative intent that they can really start to hurt you. Which sucks, because they make you feel depleted and confused and even controlled. But I want you to understand that no one can put a cord into your field without your consent. Now, I know this is really hard to understand because you're like, well, why would I want that? Well, at some level, it's just probably tied to an old program or an old belief that you're holding on to. So, for example, if your partner is very controlling, then you may be fulfilling an old belief that says loved ones are allowed to do this. You know, maybe this was an agreement you made with one of your parents, or you saw them make this agreement with each other, right? So now jump to your current self and you may find out that, shoot, I accepted this cord from this partner because of this old belief system. So the farther you travel on your healing journey, the more you're gonna realize that you no longer want some of these cords in your field, especially if they're making you feel sick or heavy or tired. I want you to remember one thing. It's one important tip. You can't just cut these cords, because in the energetic realm, You're gonna start to look like a wounded octopus with all these tentacles flailing around you, leaking energy. Instead, we want to gently retract the cords and keep your energy intact, and then slowly slip them out of your energy field. So how do we do this, Marisa? I like to use visualization when I'm meditating to clear these cords out of my energy field, because visualizations are very powerful in self-healing, right? So I set my intention that I want to decord myself from others whenever I start to feel drained and depleted. And then I want to call back all my energy back to me, clean and clear. So when I do this, sometimes a person's face is going to pop up in my mind's eye. And I take this as a sign that this person has courted me. And if it feels good, I'll leave it in. But if not, I want to remove it. Now, if no one pops up and I don't see a person's face come up, I'll just scan my body using my hand. I go along my chakras and check and see if I find anything. People say that the first 5 chakras are the ones that get corded the most. You know, that makes sense because they're connected to your survival, your sexual energy, your power, love, self-expression. Now, sometimes people will connect also to your 8th chakra. That's somebody that wants to mess up your boundaries. So be aware of that one. Back to the decording. So while I'm slowly running my hands along my chakras, hey, eyes up here. Eyes up here. I'm looking for any sensation of temperature differences, right? So if I feel this, it tells me I have some work to do. And it might not necessarily be a temperature change. I may also feel like a denseness, or I may feel tingling in my hand. Now this tells me that I found a cord. Now, sometimes a cord can feel really thick and coarse. We're talking about cords here, ladies. And other times it could be really thin and kind of wispy. Not so exciting. But like roots from a tree, some can be deep and tricky to remove. Now, remember, you're not cutting it or yanking it out. Instead, I want you to energetically begin to visualize yourself like you're twisting the cord, kind of like at your skin level, almost like you're playing with it, twirling it from side to side. I want you to give it room so that it can slip out. I don't even want you to really tug really hard because I don't want you to create any rips or tears. And then once you pull it out, I want you to visualize tying a knot at the end of it and then giving it back to the other person. And once you've done that, I slowly go back to the spot where I removed the cord. I put my hand over the spot and I'll just visualize either white light coming from the palm of my hand or energy coming through the top of my head into the body, and visualize white light and a golden light just healing and patching up this area. So sometimes it can be tougher than that to remove a cord. So if you're having any trouble, I have some more tips and more exercises on my website that can help you. Depending on which chakra has been corded, it can tell you a lot about your relationship with that person. So if someone is not being authentically loving in the relationship with you, you may find that the energetic cord goes into the heart chakra, down along your spine, and is grounded in your solar plexus. Your power center. This is someone that manipulates love and power. Now, I see this a lot with my clients. You know, their partner strengthens the cord by saying things like, if you don't do this, or if you don't act this particular way, then I'm not going to love you. And when they do this, you may even feel tightening energy in your stomach. I've seen cords enter one place and then go all the way down into your sacral chakra, cutting you off from your creativity or blocking your sexual energy. Again, if it doesn't feel good, we want to get this out. These are just a few examples and tips to open up your awareness of these energetic cords. And if you'd like to know more, you want a guided meditation, you want some worksheets, go to my website. Check them all out so I can help you and we can go through it step by step. Now again, I hope some of this makes sense to you. And I want you to realize again that you're so much more than your physical body. And all these feelings and emotions that you're picking up, they may not even be yours. Until next time, I'm Marisa Grieco, your mystical guide.